What is up, everybody? Mighty by P here on this beautiful Labor Day weekend. We're starting things off right this Saturday, and we are working on the truck. So to catch you up on speed, I bought a DJM 4.6 drop kit, and basically here are the upper and lower control arms for the front and the two front shocks and some other little goodies here. I hooked it up. These are the bump stops for the rear. So I already started some of the work last weekend, and basically already got the whole flip kit put on the truck already. I haven't C-notched the frame yet. That's what we're gonna do today. And I gotta do a couple other things because I had to change the pinion yoke angle or whatever. Was like slightly off when I lowered it more. I didn't realize how float was actually gonna make it, so I was off for my eyeballing. So I already fixed that actually, but I have to tighten the U-bolt still. I got the bed off. Show y'all what we're talking about here. So here's a flip kit already installed. New U-bolts, top bracket, the riser plate, whatever the hell it's called. I got this already marked here for the C-notch, but I just have to cut it like I said. And when you do it without the bed on, apparently there's some things you might want to do to prevent some twisties of your frame. So I'm gonna talk about all that. But yeah, for some reason I'm having this weird kind of issue right now. I was trying to figure out when I was lowering the rear end with the jack, you know, I got the jack up underneath there. When I was lowering it, one side seemed to be like kind of stuck and the other side's loosey-goosey. That side's loosey-goosey, this side's stuck. So I don't know if it was because I didn't torque these to the proper torque specs or whatever. So basically, I think I might do that before I start cutting. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'll just start cutting away on this. So like I said earlier, talking about the things that we're gonna have to do here since we don't have a bed. Normally your bed like kind of supports with all the bolts, keeps it kind of squared and framed up. So since I don't have that, I'm going to basically have this piece of iron angle C-clamp down on either side and support it like that. But also, I think I gotta figure out a way to get the weight. I don't know if I can do it like this. I gotta think about this. Or if I can have to jack up like here on the back of the frame. Supported by jack stands right now in the front, just underneath the frame, even though they're not really touching right now because I'm not low enough to touch it. But I'm gonna figure that out so there's no stress on the actual chassis while I'm cutting it. Then we go and drill it up and bolt it down, call it a day. Put a couple of old tires on, see if they actually will last and not be dry rotted, and we'll put the bed back on, which I took off by myself, by the way, with the cherry picker. And yeah, that was fun. We're gonna put it back on, so you'll see all that. So the torque specs that I've gathered from the internet say that the U-bolts, stupid phone. The U-bolts should be 74 foot-pounds. The leaf spring mounting nut torque, which I guess is the front one, because it's the big one with the big nut. Big nut. It has a 148 down here. So the leaf spring shackle nut is 70 foot-pounds, but the leaf spring hanger bolt is only 37. So that's what they do. One of them is torqued more than the other, even though they're the same bolt. That's probably where I screwed that up. All right, leaf spring center pin torque. I didn't have to mess with that, was already on there. Cool. And then it says also here, the rear upper bolt and lower bolt are both 85 foot-pounds. So yeah. Side series. Yeah, it's an RC. Jeff Batty. Car is actually in here. Or the chassis, I should say. Dun, 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 dun. We had a little slide night last night. And bada bing, bada boom. So this guy just goes on here like that with some magnets. And you're rolling. Super fun hobby. Can be kind of expensive depending on, you know, what you think expensive is. It's like anything else. Bitch is dusty. It's hard to see, but woo! We were having some fun last night for sure. Yeah. Definitely a video in the future coming out on the RC cars because all the homies are starting to get them and shit. So hopefully soon we'll be running some tandem lines and shit, tearing it up. It's just fun, I'm telling you. All right, so back to this truck. I think I'm just gonna try to cut it right now because it doesn't really matter. I got all the bolts loose for pretty much everything. U-bolts, everything in the rear that I've put in so far. All the bolts are loose except for the ones that kind of tighten down. I'll show you. Except for these two right here that kind of tighten down the pinion angle just so I don't lose that because it's pretty straight right now. Yeah, like that. It only had like a little bit of a degree angle before. It didn't vibrate or anything. I've been driving it like this for a week to work, so that's why I got the tail lights rigged up on here and the tag. So I'm gonna basically prop this thing up, figure out how to get the jack right, and then start grinding, cutting, whatever. Yeah, one side done. Wait on the paint to dry. And we're gonna mark out some holes and start drilling and bolting this side down before I move on to the next side. Make sure it's all secure, so then I can basically do the same thing. Bar up the other side. Yep. So basically, we gotta do the same thing to the other side. Cut it, bolt it up. Probably just gonna skip the video until it's done. Mostly because it's kind of hard to see over there in the shade. But I'm gonna love it because I'm on the sun. So, yeah. All right. Got both sides done. Drilled, bolted. Truck's back on the ground. I gotta torque a few more bolts. Then I'm gonna do some welding on this exhaust, try to get rid of this, make a down turning thing there, just so that it's not slamming my axle with soot and heat. So yeah, then hopefully tomorrow I'll be geared up enough to put the bed back on. I also put these on there so I can put the bed back on. I don't think they'll rub. I'm not really sure yet, but we gonna find out. So yeah, it's not even a matching set of tires. I'm gonna order a matching set of tires for these wheels. I have a full set of wheels though. So when we do the front, we'll be good too. We'll get the wheels first so that way we can just be done with the front and be riding. But yeah, she came out pretty good. Can't really complain. It's all the bolt stuff from the inside, you know. Pretty sick. Gotta tighten down those guys. Gotta tighten down the front leaf shackle thing. Bolt. And I think that's it. So, rock on. Everything is torqued. Everything's tight. I started to try to weld up the top of the exhaust because it needs it. But it started raining. So, yeah. Probably had to wait till tomorrow. Finish it. Put the bed back on it. C-notch looks good though. Looks nice and centered. And we're back. Day 2. Couldn't see all this rust just sitting there, so threw some primer all over it. It's acrylic with a sealer. Yep, she's back on there. Basically what I did was I had these straps, one to each corner of the bed, so that it would evenly kind of pick it up. And yeah, that's what she's looking like. It's not settled or anything. The bed is not even bolted all the way down. I only got like 4 bolts in the front to line it up. And honestly, I got to figure out how to bolt it all back together, but it's gonna settle with the bed weight and the shocks being brand new. So but it's funny because they didn't even lower the front yet, and you can see that it's almost even. It's definitely a little reverse raked right now, but yeah, once we do the front too, it'll be sweet. But I'm gonna have to buy some tires first. That's where we at. These are also looking pretty sweet on there. They look even better with the center caps instead of the spikies. We gon' see.
Well, bed is back on, bolted down, bumper's back on. Just have to hook up the lights. Harnesses are just disconnected, and then she's ready to drive. Torque down the rear wheels. So I am going to go with like a slightly smaller tire. This is a 275/55 R20. I think I'm going to go with like a 240 or 245, because I did notice on this side, if you start bouncing on the bed, the tire will contact like right up in here, which, you know, I could get rid of the fender a little bit too. So I mean, we gonna see. I'm trying not to trim any body parts if I ain't got to. Ah, S14 is just shitting and sitting. Yeah. So yeah, we got half of the truck done. Half of it. Gotta buy some tires, get them mounted on those wheels, and then maybe next weekend or something we could do the front, get it matching the back, so we ain't Carolina squatting everywhere we go. And yeah, that's about it.